Welcome, everybody. I appreciate everybody who could make it live, and hello to everybody on the recording who was not able to make it live today. I know I heard from a lot of folks who wanted to attend live but are not able to. So hopefully everybody's still getting a lot of value. So let's talk about unblocking our potential and stop dreaming and start moving, which is kind of a funny way to say it, right? I mean, I like the slogan, stop dreaming and start moving, but I don't really mean stop dreaming, keep dreaming. It's really about turn those dreams into action, right? Moving forward, turning those dreams into action. All right, so thank you so much for everyone who was able to show up because you're really showing up for yourself, whether you're here live or on the recording. Point is, you're showing up for you, not for me. I'm just here to kind of hang out, facilitate, help us out a little bit, but you're really showing up for yourself. You're the one who's learning and doing and taking action. I hope that's why we're here, right? Is to learn and do and take action. So please, um, if anyone again wants to drop it in the chat, we did a little before the recording, but if you haven't yet, let us know where you're from and what you're doing. I know we have folks from all over North America here, just from looking at the faces of the names. And today we're going to talk about some clarity and some motivation and some action. To me, those are big keys. In fact, recently I was on a call with someone who was talking about looking for themes in the thing you're teaching. And I was looking at through all the slides I had prepped and all the stuff we want to talk about. And the person said, come up with 3 themes. And these are what I came up with: clarity, getting clear on what we want and why we want it; motivation, sort of what's the point, what's going to keep us moving forward; and then action, taking action. Because the clarity and the motivation, they don't matter a whole lot if we're not going to take any action on it.
True.
So today we're going to talk about getting clear on our what's and our whys so we can unlock ourselves and our potential. An insight, hopefully, into what's really blocking us from achieving these things, and some small step we can commit to. It doesn't have to be a big deal. There's a reason I say small step. If you want to commit to a big step, that's fine. But some step you can take to move forward. Every little step in the right direction is a little step in the right direction. And then how we can stay in motion after. Come on, sugar. I know. Come on. You want to be on? All right. I know. You want to be on the call. Good boy. So then how you can stay in motion as well. Yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of good animal energy today. Norma, I know you're okay with that for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I like to think of this notion as someday and never. Right? There's a movie that Heather and I like. It's called Night and Day. Night spelled K-I or Knight, right? Like a shining night. So Night and Day. And there's a scene where Cameron Diaz talks about someday she's going to do this, and someday she's going to do that. Someday she's going to live her dreams. And Tom Cruise, who's the heartthrob love interest in the movie, he says, someday has a way of becoming never. If you keep saying someday, then someday never comes. Someday just becomes never. So it's our job to turn someday into today. Because if we don't, then we just live in this dream of someday that never comes. And why does someday become never? Well, we wait for the perfect conditions. Now's not the right time. Or I'm too tired, or I don't feel well, or this thing is not in place, or I don't have the technology in place, or these people are not ready, or I'm not ready. There's always something that's not ready, that's not perfect, to turn someday into now. So we tend to wait for these perfect conditions. And it's the old thing, you guys have heard the phrase, I'm sure, the perfect becomes the enemy of the good, right? It's never good enough because we want it to be perfect. Well, sometimes good enough is good enough. And sometimes the conditions are good enough to make things happen now. They don't have to be perfect. We don't have to wait for that. And we fall into old habits. Uh, you guys, look, I know I do it all the time. Habits are hard to break, right? So we fall into our old routines, our old habits, our old ways of thinking, our old mindset. It becomes very hard to break out of that. And then another reason someday becomes never, we don't have clarity. And if we're not clear, we have a hard time getting motivated. And if we have a hard time getting motivated, we're going to have a hard time taking action. It starts with clarity, into motivation, into action. So you may be closer than you think, honestly, but you can't move the things you can't see. You can't move the things you're not clear on. You can't move the things that you're not motivated to. So let's see how close we all are. Now, let's get clear on our what's. What do you want out of life? Relationships, business, finances, all of it. Especially a lot of us who are entrepreneurs, it's all wrapped up together, right? Your business, your finances, your relationships, all kind of the same thing wrapped up. Laura, good point. What we want is sometimes related to the ideal. Yeah, very good. Oof. Yeah, reminder that we disappointed ourselves. Yeah, you guys check out Lauren's comment. Laura, that's great. Thank you. So, what do we want in business relationships in life? But not just on the surface, beyond the surface. So, rather than thinking, I want more money, which is fine, what do you want that more money for? Why do you want that more money? Always think, why do you want it? And then think, if you got it, how would your life be different or feel different? Especially the feel, right? The emotion brings it into the present, brings the motivation in it. How are you going to be different? How are you going to feel different if you get it? So personally, I would love a brand new Corvette ZR1. Definitely want a brand new Corvette ZR1. Now, it's easy for me to say I want the Corvette ZR1, but then if you ask me, why do I want the Corvette ZR1? What does that represent to me? There are layers and layers and layers underneath that. It means things like if I can afford that Corvette ZR1, that means I have a certain level of freedom and choice and agency in my life. It means I'm allowing myself to have things I like. It means I'm allowing myself to have fun. It means I'm not worried about what people think. So it means a lot of other things underneath that. So just take a minute. If you've got something to take notes with, pen and paper, the notes on your phone, whatever it might be, jot down a few bullet points. And I say just take a minute because don't think about it too hard.
Jot down bullet points about what?
What do you want?
Oh, okay.
Things you want. Let me grab my water here. Hang on a second. Yeah, just a few things. Jot it down. What do you want? And if you have to put your hand on your heart and think about it, if you have to breathe into it, that's fine. Laura, Laura wants a time machine to get enough sleep and still get everything done. Love to have me a time machine. Now, what's Laura really saying there? Laura, would you like to hop on and expand?
Uh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I need sleep. I need to take better care of myself. And probably I need to pay less attention to the demands of others that conflict with that until I'm at a balanced, healthy level.
There you go.
So I
Something else.
need better boundaries.
There you go. Boundaries. That's exactly what I was going to say, right? So on the surface, I wish I had a time machine. But under the surface, or as Dave says, thank you, Dave, a flux capacitor. He says, Everybody remember the flux capacitor. Um, but what you're really wanting under the surface is the time freedom, is the boundaries, is the self-care.
Mm.
John.
Yeah, I think Laura said it really well, and it's really like my mantra. This is my mantra, and it's my very fundamental, and then I live off of that. But I need more. It keeps getting more and more clarity as I live my life, and it's really our purpose, our why, and why we're, what's our reason for being here. And once we get that self-awareness and that clarity, then we can move forward in a way that we can make a difference if that's what we want to do. So I use, and I've said this before, is I just use the fundamental point of where I'm starting from. It's God. It's serving God. It's serving others. May all beings be loving, joyful, and blessed. That is my mantra. That's what I say to myself and live my life that way. And then it's my why. What's my real purpose is for me, and this is what's helping me right now as we speak, getting clear on the what. And what do you want? I want to have great health so I can maintain a lifestyle with my grandkids. When I'm 76 years old now, and I'm right on that path. As far as when my grandkids are growing up, that I can be able to engage with them, that I can share my wisdom, my knowledge of what I've experienced in life in a good way that can actually be my wisdom, my physicality. So it can be a generational legacy. So they will learn from me that I did have a purpose as I grew through my life and how it related to, in this case, my grandkids that are one of my primary reasons for wanting to do what I do, that they don't have to push me around in a wheelchair. My health is going to be such that they don't have to spoon feed me, that I will have cognitive function, that I can share my wisdom with them in such a way that will integrate into their lifestyle and they can change and do that for their kids or whatever they do. So that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Well, I love it. I love how already you're getting under the surface, right? So even the surface level thing might be good health. But then
Yes.
why good health? Well, so I have time with my grandkids because the relationships are valuable. And why are the relationships valuable? Because I care about them as people. I want them to live as good a life as they can. I don't want to burden them. I want them to be able to pass on knowledge. So, yeah, keep digging. Thanks, John. Norma.
Yeah, I guess I'm more lofty here. What John said and Laura said, I resonate with. It's true. And I was thinking, what do I want? And first I thought, I don't know. And then I know a lot of facets about life. And I guess what I really want is I want to understand the truth of having a life, of life, because I know lots of philosophies, lots of points of view. But in my heart of hearts, I want for me to understand life so I can enjoy it. The other thing I'd like is to experience other people loving each other, being kind, compassionate, having each other's back. I really want to see that because that's not what you see out in the world. It's me, me, me. And why would I want to understand life? To enjoy it to the fullest, to be happy I'm here more and more, which I am happy I'm here, but even more so, and to just be uplifted by seeing people loving each other. Hi, Heather.
Hi, Norma.
Thank you, Norma. I appreciate it. Bethany, yes. Want to share?
So that's pretty much it. I'm trying to take my hand down.
That's all right. I got it down for you. Bethany, what would you like
Oh,
to
thanks.
Hearing these comments in there, I not to take too much time here, but I was born at 24 and a half weeks in November 1983. And God has just given me a burden for helping individuals recognize that they have genuine value and that um, there is an answer to our questions of you know why is life so hard, um, why does it hurt so much, or whatever. And so my what my is to see people living more uplifted lives, not being so defeated and negative, and just knowing that there is something different, something better than automatically having to live in negativity or doom and gloom. And so that's my what.
Yeah,
So
thank you, Bethany. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Seeing people live uplifted lives and knowing that they have a choice, that we don't have to live in suffering. That's our choice.
Right.
We can make another choice.
yep.
And
And
no matter what life is thrown at us.
Well, and
yes,
it's a minute by minute
it
basis,
is.
like what's, it's okay. It's normal to have a negative reaction at first. And then how quickly do we catch it? Do we radiate that out into the world, or do we make a different choice to, okay, this bad thing happened and I had a little bit of a reaction and now I've changed it and I'm going to radiate out love. And, it was an opportunity for me to shift again and to spread that love and light out into the world.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. And sorry if I'm taking over. But yes, the initial response to negativity is normal, but it's moving past that.
As
Yep.
quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
Bethany.
Bethany. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this. What a great point. So thanks so much, everyone, for thinking about this and sharing chat on the screen. Appreciate it. All right. So we're trying to get clear on our whats and we're trying to get clear on the whys, the why behind the what. We talked about that a little bit, but we can dig deeper on that. This is layers of an onion, right? To get down to that little part of the onion, you got to peel off these layers, and that's okay. And it doesn't have to be solved today. You don't have to know all of it today. We're just trying to get some movement forward on this. So some of the questions I've been asking lately for myself, so you might find helpful, does this want, so I want this, I want the new Corvette ZR1. We talked a little bit about why I might want it. Does it light me up? Does the want light me up? Do I get excited? Do I wake up and get motivated to go after the want?
Stanley.
Oh, that's Stanley. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, what's that noise? Okay.
Well, he didn't want to be upstairs by himself.
No, that's fine. And there was some extra. So yeah, does it light me up? Does it get me excited? And a lot of you who have been to my Saturday workshops or my morning calls and everything, you guys know that stuff gets me excited. When I say I want to serve my community, when I say I want to educate my community, it does light me up. It gets me excited. It gets me up in the morning. Or is that want just a should? I want to accomplish some things later today. Well, are they really exciting me? Some of them are. Some of them are not exciting me. They're not lighting me up. In which case, maybe some of those wants for later today are really just a should. Things I should do. And some of you have heard us say this before. That means I'm shoulding myself.
Shooting all over
I'm
yourself.
shoulding all over myself.
Well, and as far as the why, really getting into your heart space because, like you said, the Corvette in some ways lights you up. I think that there's other past things about why you want a Corvette, childhood stuff and whatnot. But when you put your hand on your heart and you take some deep breaths and you ground and you really listen to your heart on what do I really want today, right now, not yesterday. What does your heart really want? And that's why I love like Norma. She's really in touch with, and Bethany, you guys are really in touch with what your heart and soul truly want. And I think that so many times we do get a little lost on the materialistic. I know sometimes I want an easy life. I want things to flow with ease and grace. And I also have to remember that I grow during the challenges, and so it's okay to want it as easy as possible and still learn the lesson, because sometimes those lessons are hard, and they don't feel good. So, just really grounding in, taking that deep breath, connecting to your higher self, and what is it that you want to be, have, and do in your immediacy right now, in this moment. And having that love for everybody on the call, having a bubble of love around us all as we grow and change and witness each other making these changes and getting our dreams.
And looking at the challenge the right way. So, Dave, you and Kristen, one thing I'd like that I've heard from both of you recently is instead of talking about something as challenging or difficult, you've been using terms like stretching. It's stretching me, right? It's not a challenge, it's a stretch.
Growing edge.
It's growing, it's expanding. So, when you put your hand on your heart and breathe into it, when you think about the thing you want, is it in alignment? And what is it in alignment with? Is it in alignment with your freedom, your agency as a person to make your own choices? Is it in alignment with your growth? Right? Because then if it's in alignment with personal growth, the thing you want might be a challenging situation. You want the challenging situation so you can stretch and grow. Is it in alignment with your abundance? And abundance is finances, time, relationships, connection, the whole thing. Community, right? We've been working a lot lately on abundance with community, some of you know, or fur babies. We only have 7 cats and 2 dogs at home, so that's all. People are always trying to get, oh boy, I'll have to show you some pictures I saw, baby. Adoption. No, you don't want to see the pictures?
No.
One of them looks like it should be Simba's little sister.
I know, I saw that.
Did you see that?
I saw you post something like that, or you sent it to me or something, yeah.
Is it in alignment with truth, with truth about our shared realities, and with your own personal truths? Because those are not necessarily the same thing, and they don't have to be the same. So is it in alignment with your truth? Think about your wants in that way. If it's not in alignment with your freedom, your growth, your abundance, your truth, and those are not the only 4 things that are just off the top of my head what I thought of. If it's not in alignment with these things, with these fundamental values and foundations of our lives, then maybe that want is just an obligation. Maybe it's not a reflection of your purpose for being here, not a reflection of your true desire in this life. Oh, there's Simba. He's our youngest, 3 months old.
He just had catnip for the first time.
Oh, jeez.
And he did not need it.
He did not need catnip. He has plenty of energy. Okay.
That's why he's a little more crazy.
Yeah.
Wife came up to the bedroom with Stanley, and so I wanted to reward her. And that's one of the few things she liked, catnip. So. And he got
good boy.
Ian, I just wanted to say something based on what you just said. It takes courage to do what you just put there, because society is so judgmental. They can't wait to find what's wrong with whatever you have. And so people who strive to be courageous and go after what they love, it takes courage. At least that's my observation, having experienced it myself. And then, as I was listening to you talk, all of a sudden I felt, and I just got this. I haven't felt this way since I was 4 years old. Freedom to express myself, freedom to like what I was expressing. And what helped me come to this conclusion was today, after our 6:30 talk, I went to Rustic Bakery for my Greek yogurt bowl I get. And I was leaving, and this one guy, Jerome, he asked me, "Are you having a good day?" And I said, "Yes." And then my intuition said, "Tell him the story about an aunt who took my breath away." And so I briefly told him the whole story. His face lit up, and I knew something was going on in with him. I don't know what, because the moral of the story was not to judge, and to every animal and person has wisdom to share. And that just liberated me, that I realize I love my little short stories, whether anybody does or not. And that is an achievement for me, to like my own creations and not depend on others' points of view about them. Yeah.
On that, that community, non-judgmental, loving community. I mean, Norma, you've been in several of our
Well,
communities.
yeah, I have it here. So it's also helping me to say what I say and
There you
grow
go.
and evolve. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm blossoming. I'm going to become a beautiful orchid.
You you are a beautiful orchid, Norma. You are. And Norma, have you ever felt judged in our communities before?
No,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, I would
If
hope not.
if
If you have,
if
I'd want to
if
know.
I was, they hid it pretty well.
Yeah.
Most of my life I've been judged for one reason or another. And so, being in an environment where there's no judgment, or little, or let go of judgment, is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it is, right? And sometimes maybe it's no judgment. Sometimes it's we let go of it quickly, because judgment sometimes is a natural human reaction in the moment. Like Bethany said, sometimes the negativity is the natural reaction, but then it's how do you let go and move past it, right? So it's the quick realization that it's not my job to judge, it's my job to love. Not even my job to love, it's my choice to love. It's
If I
my
could add on
choice
to
to
that,
love.
what you're
Yeah,
saying, Ian, is so spot on. And Norma, what you're saying is judgment. It was so easy for me to judge others in such a way that, to have that awareness. And then I still, like with you, Norma, I did it. I gave it not a judgment, an observation that you like to share yourself, which is really cool. And then I looked at it from a positive standpoint and said, you've got so much wisdom and so many great things to share, that that was kind of like a judgment on you in a positive way. So I don't know exactly what I'm saying, but that's the kind of way I looked at it. And then I want to get rid of judgment altogether and just be there. And that's what you sent out yesterday about, being in the present time. And so that's cool. It's just a learning journey for me, but just wanted to express that.
Yeah, and I do say things about myself. It's like this wisdom that's been just building and building in me, and I got to get it out. And Ian says things, or someone says things, and then I just have to communicate it, not like, hey, tooting my horn, but expressing who I am. And it allows me to know myself better. And who knows where it'll take me? I don't know, but I'm game.
And the neat thing about what you're saying too is, you really can't care about other people and what people pleasing. It's and doing all that. It's what you have to share with the world in a way that you're confident about who you are as you keep going through your journey of life, and knowing that, what you have to share is good, it's positive, or whatever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, because it's painful to love others, which I do, and not be loved back. Not at the deep level, I think they do love me, but on the surface level, there's this judgment. oh, you're crazy what you think or what you say or what you do. And ah, you get, it
And,
tires you
and,
out.
and we love others because we want to love others, not because we expect to be loved in return.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you put out that love, ultimately you will attract that love as well from the right people at the right time. So everybody, give yourself permission to want what you want. That's another big one, right? Find something you want that's in alignment so you can figure out the why behind it. Why? Because I want freedom, I want growth, I want abundance, I want truth. I want community, I want love, I want non-judgmental atmospheres. That's okay. And give yourself permission. It is okay to want something. And it's okay to figure out why you want it. It doesn't make you a bad person. And a lot of us who grew up in Western culture, we were taught that you're not allowed to ask, you're not allowed to want. That's selfish, right? I see Bethany nodding. Yeah, you've heard that one. Yeah, right. We've all heard that. You're being selfish. Think of others. And you can think of others, but that doesn't mean you're not thinking of yourself too, right? Think of yourself. Want what you want and ask for what you want and give yourself permission. Often it's ourselves we need that permission from, not other people, right? So keep digging through those layers of why you want it. What's your present why? Right? So what's the current benefit from the thing you want? If the what is something you want, and we're thinking, why do we want it? There's some benefit. Physical, emotional, both, relational, financial, you name it. What's the current benefit? And then what's your future why? What's that benefit tomorrow that comes from? Think about today and think about tomorrow. Often the tomorrow we need to be thinking about. Oh, Laura. Hey, Laura, do you want to talk about that? The monetizing the
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah.
And I wish he had said this to me over a decade ago. I could have used that advice then. Yeah, he said that so many people have the belief that they are obligated to monetize their hobbies. Like they're not justified in being allowed to have the hobbies unless they're doing something to hustle or side biz, to make money with it. And that makes the hobby, it's not relaxing anymore. It's not fun. It's not de-stressing. It's work, and they lose the work life balance that they were originally, doing the hobby to get. And yeah, I'm ashamed to say that I didn't know any better. It was the way of the world back then. But when my daughter showed considerable talent for art, then it's like I was started giving her ideas like, oh, hey, how about you try to monetize it this, or you monetize or get commissions, and thank goodness she said to me, no, Mom, I don't want to do that. I just want to enjoy it. Maybe something will come of it in the future, but right now it'll just kill the joy. And I wish I had taken the hint, but somehow I was now ready like a couple weeks ago when my brother said it. And it's like, I got it.
It's almost like there isn't value unless it's monetized.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so much of it is, how do we put more value even on the feeling of joy, the stress relief, the whatever we get from whatever we enjoy doing, that we don't have to monetize it. It can just be what it is.
Yeah.
Well, of course, and the sweet spot is when you love it and you enjoy it and it doesn't feel like work and people still pay you.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes there's that sweet spot, but it also, you don't have to put your pressure on yourself to find that sweet spot either. If you love it, then do it. Why? Because you love it. You don't need another reason to do it. Do it because you love it.
Yep.
Why do you get animals? Because you love it.
I love it. I love the animals. Can we monetize the animals? Maybe. Maybe. And in a sense, I mean, they do show up in our feed and our posts and our emails and everything. So
But
indirectly, but we don't We don't try to monetize it because we want to monetize it. We collect animals because we love the animals. Love a house full of cats and dogs. Oh, there's Samson.
Oh,
Oh,
baby.
it's our little.
I think that also gets down to what is your why? And in my case, my journey of monetizing what I love to do in such a way that my why is so I can and it's still a journey for me, is to be able to help the greater good, as many people as I possibly can, with the financial part of it, where I can monetize what I have to share because I love serving others, and it gives me more financial freedom, it gives me more time free, whatever it is that will allow me to share my why of why I'm here, and that's really to serve others at the very highest level I can. And monetization is part of that formula and part of my journey of figuring things out.
Yeah. And Dave made a good point in the chat too. Even if you have hobbies that don't directly pay you, they might keep you energized and having a good time. And if you're energized, then in your business activities, you're more likely to make money in those too. Dave, is that accurate? Is that what you're trying to say there? Is that...
Exactly.
And so think of the emotional and physical benefits, and then think of who else it affects, right? Your partner, your clients, your friends, your family, your fur babies. Those are all motivations too, right? I'm motivated because I want my partner to have a good life. I want my fur babies to have a good life. I want my clients to have a good life.
I just wanted to add one more thing. Feeling that everything we do has to be directly serving others. Decades ago, someone mentioned to me the Bible quote, "Love your neighbor as yourself." Mm-hmm. And he said, it's as yourself, like yourself, or as much as yourself, not instead of or more than yourself. And sometimes it's okay to have something that's not everything in your life is directly serving others, because by feeding yourself, by putting the oxygen mask over your mouth first, yes, like Dave said, it can energize you so that you can do the other activities, but feeling like everything in your life has to be justified and proven for it to be valid or okay or allowed to be done, yeah, that can get a bit heavy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, and just being you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we talk about on our morning calls, those of you who were there. Just showing up. And we share our wins and our accomplishments and our struggles. And sometimes somebody's accomplishment for the day is, you know what, I showed up to the call. I did it. I showed up and I was present and I held space for the people on the call. That's the accomplishment. And that's great. Just showing up.
I woke up and got out of bed.
I woke up, I got out of bed. I showed up for the people I care about. I showed up for myself. That's a win for the day. It's a huge win. So take a minute, write down your whys, your present whys, your future whys. Emotional, physical, psychological, relational, financial benefits. Who else benefits?
Getting really clear.
Is Cinderella, oh, does she want to be on camera? Maybe I should. Oh. Thank you.
Yes, but don't you think whys have a lot to do with if your interest is high or not, and if you're passionate about it? I mean, if there's no passion and no interests, I don't know. I guess your why is just going to sit there and collect dust.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the point of the whys, Norma. You're exactly right. Is that the why is what makes me passionate? What gets me excited? What lights me up? Because you're right. The why for me, like, shampooing the carpets this weekend, which I probably should do. The why is, the carpets are kind of dirty and stinky and I'd like clean carpets. Now, does that get me excited? No, it doesn't.
But
I
you're
may still do it.
interested. But you're interested because you don't want smelly carpets.
I am mildly interested in having clean carpets that are not stinky from all the animal fur and dander all over it. Yes. But am I excited about cleaning the carpets this weekend? Not really. Now, I may still do it, but it's a little harder to get motivated. So I might have to find a deeper why.
Or pay someone to do it.
Or pay someone to do it. There you go. Or I pay someone to do it, right? Hire somebody to do it and pay them to do it, right? Because they'll have a why. What's their why? Their why is they need to make some money so they can pay the rent. Right?
Yes, but I discovered something I want to share quick. You need to do your laundry, and I kept not doing it and not doing it. I was down to one pair of underwear, and I go, I don't want to do it. And I didn't. I figured out a way. I'll just wash this
So
pair
Commando
out.
Norma.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I just went into action. There was no thinking involved. I just went into action. I washed my clothes and I go, this is fascinating. I put it off, and I didn't have to do anything. And I just simply knew, I guess, on a high level or some level, to get up and go do them. And nobody made me wrong. I didn't judge myself. I just was experimenting with, I'm not going to do it. I don't feel like doing it. I'm not going to do it. And yet, intuitively, intuitively, I knew when and I did.
Yeah.
And suddenly you found the inspiration and motivation to do it. And
Yeah.
it showed up.
Yeah. Sometimes for like, mundane tasks, my motivation will be I have this new audiobook I really want to listen to. Well, what's a great time to listen to that audiobook? Well, while I'm shampooing the carpets.
Oh,
I put
that's
my
good.
headphones in and I can listen to my Cleve Kostler or my whatever, my audiobooks. I can listen to the great book while I'm shampooing. And that way I get something productive done and I'm doing something I'm enjoying at the same time.
So you pair it.
Yeah, pair it together.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Because otherwise, like, I have to make time to listen to that audiobook.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
Yeah. Is he outside?
Yeah.
Oh, that's him barking.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. I mean, Bethany, do you want to expand a little bit more? Would you mind coming back on? Such a good point about the struggle with your mission, feeling the pressure to monetize it.
Yeah, you know, I've rarely ever felt this strong of a mission from God on my life. I I have had pulls toward things, but this I, and the pressure to monetize is just like, yes, I know we need money to live here on earth, but um
So Bethany, do you feel like the pressure to monetize almost does it take some of the or suck the excitement out of the mission? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I get it.
and
Yeah.
I mean
And Bethany, where does that pressure? I mean, I know the pressure does come from the outside world, but is it also an internal pressure you're placing on yourself? Yeah, for sure. And which one's harder, the internal pressure or the external?
internal.
Yeah, the internal, right? Because we're so much harder on ourselves. And often the external pressure isn't real, it's just a projection of what we are feeling inside. So I
Yeah.
might think everybody's pressuring me to monetize, except they aren't really. It's just
Right.
me pressuring myself. And so then we see that. Yeah, I get it. A lot of us are right there with you, Bethany, right? You guys all feel that too? Same thing Bethany's feeling? Yeah. Other hands going on for sure. Thanks, Bethany. John, yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to feed into what Bethany just said is that internal pressure for, your God-given mission in what Bethany said. And to monetize that is, for me, that same journey has been very similar about how we serve others in such a way that by monetizing it, you're offering massive value about who you are as a person to really serve them in such a way that the monetization part of it is kind of a natural journey of exchanging value. And your value is, if you are really solid in about your mission, your God-given mission, that you can really serve others in such a way that the monetization part is kind of maybe even a natural thing because you have a confidence that what you have to offer is something of massive value to another.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love the sharing today. Everybody good with the sharing? Right? The sharing is good. This is why we do this in community, right? I could just record this and post it. But isn't it better if we're all here together, doing it together? Right?
Yep.
You say who wants to share, but we've been doing it, so that's great. I don't even have to ask you guys to share anymore. We just do it. So here's the hard question. This is the question that always gets me. Why don't I already have it? The thing I want. So I figured out what I want, why I want it. Why don't I have it? That's the hard question. What do I need to do internally to change course? Right? Because it's easy to blame it on, I don't have it because this bullshit happened to me, or this person was a jerk, or I was a victim of this. Isn't it so much easier to just throw that blame out, right? As opposed to look inside?
Yes, but Ian, if I may,
Yeah.
why don't we already have it? Sometimes there's no answer. It's a mystery.
Yes.
It's a mystery. The little bit I've read about life on the other side, everything is instantaneous. We don't need money. We don't pay taxes. And manifestation easily happens. And we feel the love of God even stronger than here. So here we come to Earth with all these limitations, and that has a lot to do with why we don't get what we want. But sometimes it's just being okay with the mystery. Like one person can heal themselves of multiple sclerosis when the doctors say, time to close your book. And another person reads about the first person, and yet they can't do it. And then you go, why? If A could do it, why can't B? A told B what to do, and even knowing that, still couldn't do it. It's a mystery.
That's okay. And a mystery is okay, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes that's also the lesson, is realizing that some things are mysteries and that's okay, and we don't have to understand.
Yeah, we don't like mysteries because we like to be in the know. At least that's
Yeah.
what I've found. But you're right. Can we be okay with the mystery? If we do, we're further ahead than if we're not.
Well, the older I get, the less I know, and the more okay I am with not knowing things. John.
Yeah, and then I go to a fundamental, and to know when you ask yourself when you have these hard questions that you can ask, why don't I already have it? Is my spiritual life has taken me to a point where I have to know that I have all the answers within me, the God in me. And I was given these gifts, just like all of us were, when I get that clarity that God has given each one of us whatever unique gift that He has given us. And to find that answer is not looking outside, it's looking within deeper. And if it takes stillness, or if it takes meditation, or if it takes just being at peace with yourself, to know that just sitting and just being in present time, that the answer will come from within. That's my thinking about how I do it and my journey. And it keeps getting not only better, but when I do get stuck or stumped, I said, well, why don't you just look inside and take some time and find out what the answer is?
And that's the looking inside as opposed to blaming everything that's happening around us.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, John. So you might want to ask questions of yourself. Do I have a fear of failure? Or do I have a fear of success? Does anybody here, have you felt the fear of success before? I felt it, right? Because success means attention, judgment. The fear of failure and fear of success. Are you waiting for permission? The permission from yourself, the permission from other people? Is it an identity statement? I'm not that type of person, or I'm not the person who would do that. Is it thinking you don't have structure or support behind you? Or is it simply falling into your old habits, your own patterns, your own excuses, which we all do? I'm not judging you for it. I do it all the time myself. Katie, I thought I saw your hand go up and go down. Katie, did you have something to add?
Oh, actually, you were saying, does anyone have those things? Fear of failure, fear of success?
Oh,
yeah. Yes.
That's you.
But
Yeah,
it's funny.
tell
I
me more
don't
about it.
think, I think, oh, wow. Actually, I was going to say, not with my business. I was saying, I used to think I had a fear of success when I was an actor because I was like, I don't want to be famous, right? Who wants that? Who wants to be, you can't go out on the street, you can't go to the grocery store with no makeup on. Like you have no privacy. I was like, that's not what I wanted, even though I wanted to be a, Academy Award winning actress. So, and those two things didn't go together. I realized you can't have it both ways. You're either, or you sort of can. But anyway, what I just thought was interesting, though, I just was thinking like, well, that doesn't apply to my business. There's no reason why I wouldn't want to be successful. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, actually, yes, because I'm in the alternative healing space, I would just say, right? I'm in the natural healing space. And let's be real, those people disappear. So there is some fear there because nobody really wants to find a cure for cancer because it's too profitable for anyway, I won't go down that rabbit hole. But the bottom line is no, but there's some real fear of success there, right? Like if I was really successful, I'd be helping millions of people. But to be helping millions of people, I'd be on the map and then I'd be in danger.
Huh.
So it's super interesting that you said that because I was like, no, I don't fear succeeding in my business. I want to help more people. But it's like, wow, there's even something there, which is crazy.
Yeah, the visibility, right, Katie? And so a lot of us and Katie, I operate in the woo-woo alternative healing world as well. A lot of us have common past life experiences around being witches, right? That they used to call us, now we're alternative healers. 200 years ago, what did they call us? They call us witches. And what happened to witches?
Exactly.
They were persecuted, they were beaten, they were stabbed, they were burned, right? So a lot of us have these past life memories and experiences in this industry of having been witches. I've dug through some of them myself. I know some of you have as well. And that fear still comes up, right? If I'm out there helping people, I'm going to get burned. Figuratively or literally or both. So yeah, that's a real fear of success. It gets in the way, and Katie, that I feel that's, I don't know if that's a good summary. I feel like that's kind of like what you were talking about, that visibility. I'm going to get burned in some way, right?
So how do you get past that, I guess, because that's a tough one.
I don't have the answer. I mean, doing the healing work, right? Doing the hard work, doing the healing on yourself. But also I found, like a lot of us, I am trained in various healing modalities, which I can use on myself, but I get more value if I hire someone to help me with it, right? In the same way that a good doctor needs a doctor, a good lawyer needs a lawyer, right? An
Yes,
accountant
health coaches
needs
need
an
health
accountant.
coaches. I have
Yeah,
one.
a health coach needs a health coach. You don't, you can do some work on yourself, but you can't be objective when you're working on yourself. A good therapist needs a therapist. Yep. Right? You still need that outside help from someone who's objective to help you dig down. Because if you're trying to use the healing modalities on yourself to dig down, you're going to run into your own limitations. and you need someone to call you out and say, that's bullshit. I want you to dig deeper. I definitely didn't marry someone who calls me on my bullshit all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Well, I just want to say, Katie, I know how to do past life clearing. So if you're ever interested, just let me know at normazamet.com and I'll freely give you a session because you ask. If
Thank
that's
you,
what you
Norma.
want.
Norma is always incredibly generous with her skills, and I can vouch for Norma personally. She knows what she.
Yeah, I love what I do.
I too can vouch. Just a couple days ago, what we did, Norma, was so generous of you to do that. What you did, I loved it. So highly
A lot
recommend.
of us in this community have been lately very generous with our
Makes,
sessions. And our
it makes me want to cry because I realize how much I love everybody. I would love to give it freely.
Oh, Norma, you know we love you, Norma, and I'm
You're
so
amazing,
glad,
Norma.
so glad we get to see you every day in the mornings.
Absolutely.
Thank you for showing up for you. Oh, we love community. You guys can tell we love community. What we do.
Well, I think that goes back to the discussion you were having about monetizing it. And I've been doing what I've been doing now for, I can't believe it's been as many years as it's been. Ian, it goes a lot of years now. And I still have yet.
When did we go to VBM? What was it, like 2018 or something?
Yeah, I started in 2017. Yeah, it was 2017 and 2018. So, I mean, and like I said, it costs me money to do what I do, but I have a card on my desk. I won't take it away. It says, "I'll never stop being grateful for you." Some woman that I think I saved her life. Like I can't, okay, so that's why I keep doing it. And I wish I could do what I do for free, but now I'm in a spot where, well, I don't know. Like I have that external pressure that I need to monetize it.
The external pressure, which, like we talked about a minute ago, is really just a projection of your internal pressure.
Yeah, I'm glad I came on at the presentation right when you were talking about that. And I thought, oh, that's probably what I needed to hear because there's a part of me that goes, I'm still okay. I still have a roof over my head. I'm still paying my bills. So why do I have this fear of like, even though, now I'm divorced and I have no one supporting me, the universe is still taking care of me. So why is it that I feel like, okay, now I really have to monetize my business? But, there it is.
Yeah, and so just kind of continuing to ground in, I am safe, I am taken care of, everything's okay. As soon as that fear bubbles up, putting your hand on your heart, reality is, I am safe, I am taken care of, everything's okay.
And Katie, I know that you know techniques to do that, whether it's tapping or whatever it might be, right? Because Heather and I do that too. We'll get stressed about money, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I just made us some amazing dinner tonight from stuff I just had in the fridge, and we have a roof, and we have another place to stay if we can't stay here, and we have another place to stay if we can't stay there. So what the hell am I complaining about? I mean, honestly, right?
And Ian, that's why you named your boat Abundance.
Yes.
And which is really cool because I hear you, Katie. What you're saying about the monetization part is that for me, I've at 76 years old, I'm in a position right now. My financial situation is such that I could really get down on myself for where it is. And the way I look at it is abundance, that God has given us so much abundance that if I do that mindset shift and look at just right instantly say, I'm blessed with all this abundance. My health is, and I'm very grateful for this. My health is wonderful. It is tremendous. My energy level is great. My bank account, no, it's not as great, but I've got abundance in my life.
You've got abundance, right? And for a lot of us, our worst case scenario is we have dinner tonight and a place to sleep. That's our worst case. Right?
And nothing wrong with that.
There's a billion people in the world who would kill to have that problem today.
Yeah. If I could just interject real quick, Bonnie Saratori said something interesting. She's a healer also. She said the world is changing energetically, and there's no logic anymore, and there's a lot of unknowns. And just to be aware of it and be peaceful, be grateful, because the world is shifting energies, and there's going to be a 5D and a 3D. And those who come from peace, love, well being, support, and whatever are going to be in the lighter vibration. And those that are angry, hateful, want revenge, they're going to be in the old 3D
Here.
and get more of the same thing. So I keep telling myself as I hear John and Katie speak, because I also need to, increase money flows. And yet I have so much to be grateful for. Naming first is my health. And somehow I said, I don't understand all this energetically, but I'm just going to go with the flow. And God and my guides and angels and all these other beings I may not even be aware of, somehow they're going to support me, and I'll be okay while I keep servicing people.
Yeah.
Just sort of what you and Ian are doing, Heather, and Katie and John and Laura and Bethany and all the rest of the people here, Doug and Tom and so forth.
Thank you, Norma. So Dave, do you want to talk about that glass ceiling a little bit more that I saw in the chat?
Sure. So for me, it usually comes down to God's going to trust me with as much as I can be a good steward of. So I have to keep building and developing myself to the point where I can be a good steward and be trusted with more.
Well, and what I'm bumping up against, because I've been coming to that same place too, and questioning myself, really looking not in a judgmental or critical way, just have I been a good steward? Do I have more than I need? Am I sharing what I have? Can I release some of it? Because some of the, like what Norma was saying with the shift from 3D to 5D, 3D is very materialistic, right? And maybe we don't need all the materialistic things. I have closets full of clothes. Do they all fit me anymore? Has my body changed?
It's more beautiful than ever, baby.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
And so why am I still holding on to those smaller sizes or these things I loved maybe 10 years ago before I even met Ian? Is it time to release some of them? Can somebody else find good for them? Maybe that's where some of the money can come in, or whatever doesn't sell, giving it to charity or whatever. And just how do we release what we're no longer passionate about?
That can be a big thing too. If you're grabbing onto stuff you can't receive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is the posture for receiving, not this.
Oh yeah, I love Dave. That's great. I love that.
I used to do that with clients, because you can't get more money or anything if you're clinging on to what you have. Absolutely.
Yeah. Do we? I complain. I was just thinking the other day. I was like, shit, I have to pay registration on 4 cars, and I'm like, do we need 4 cars? Why do we have 4 cars? There's 2 of us. What am I doing with 4 cars, right? So I'm trying to hold on to these 4 cars. We don't need 4. Now, I do like them all. Don't get me wrong. I don't really want to get rid of them, but that's just sort of that internal. We used to, at one point, we had like 6 or 7. I mean, yeah, so we've gotten rid of half of them, but it's that you want to hold on. You don't want to get rid of it. So.
I'm going to say something kind of funny is that why do you have 7 cats? Abundant love.
Abundant, yeah, the love, yeah. Well, the cats are so amazing at the giving and receiving of love, of the energy. It's an exchange of energy with the cats.
Present moment.
Yeah, and the cats are always present in the moment. I'm looking at little Simba, 3 months old right now. What do you think he's worried about right now?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing, right? He's having fun playing with a rope right now
On the cat tree.
on the cat tree, and for him, that's the greatest thing in the world. And there's nothing else in the world happening right now. Yeah,
And Samson's just watching him, having
Yeah.
a great time watching him.
yeah. And Sierra's looking out the window, looking at the birds. Right? They're not worried about anything. They just exist now.
And they know everything's going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as everyone's speaking about attachments, I'm thinking suffering. The more attachments you have, the more equals suffering. And then I thought about it and I thought, well, look at Heather said she has closets full of clothes. Each article of clothing captivates some of your attention. You have to care for it, store it. Now you have to go through the effort of finding something to do with it. Uh, and it's true, the more we have, the more burdened we become. So I'm lightening up as best I can, and I feel lighter and more energized with everything I give away. I'm giving it to the hospice store on Grant in Novato. And at first it was a struggle. Oh, I paid so much money for this. It's in immaculate condition. I go, no, you're not wearing it out. And I felt so good afterwards. So I've done a lot of the heavy duty stuff. Now my books, oh, I love my books, but I've got to get rid of them, you know, and just have a few.
Uh-huh.
You know what, that brings me back to the monetization issue of money, where what you have to offer is let's say massive value. And by offering that massive value, you can monetize for that. And then you get people to invest in you, and then you in turn can recirculate that. You know,
Yeah.
there's money that's just sitting out there. And if we can recirculate that money, that's our purpose. That's our why for monetizing what we have in such a way that it's really serving others in that way. I mean, that's,
And John, because money is just energy, right? Money is just one form of energy.
One of our coaches, one of the big things that he's taught is money shouldn't be stagnant. Money should be moving. It's supposed to be a river, not a pond. And you're supposed to be a conduit. All right. So whatever, and if you're a conduit, the inside of the conduit gets wet when there's flow through it. So if it can get through you, it can get to you.
Yes. I love that.
Nice.
You put your money under the mattress, it stays under the mattress.
And it grows mold.
And it grows mold. Yeah, there you go. It grows mold, right? It gets stagnant. It gets dirty. Nothing else comes in. Right?
Well, you know, just real quick, I heard this expression I'm going to share with everybody, and I use it. My money works for me. And, you know, I have some IRAs and a little savings. I love saying that. My money works for me instead of me always working for it. It's working for me. So anything we have interest bearing, it's working for us.
There you go. And it's 11:11 on the West Coast for those who are interested in that.
Have what we want.
Very good. Oh, let me see, Laura, are you still here? You talked about toothpasting. I want to hear more about that. What is the toothpasting analogy, Laura?
Okay, so you know how you have a tube of toothpaste, and if it gets squeezed, you're getting stuff just coming out, and it's a mess. So if we haven't healed stuff, we haven't dealt with stuff, maybe because we weren't even aware it was there, as the rising energies come, then it puts pressure on all of that, and your stuff is going to come out. So if you see all this stuff coming out and you think, what happened? I thought I worked on myself. Oh my gosh, I'm having all these thoughts, feelings, whatever. Am I a bad person or whatever? No, it's stuff that needs to be healed and dealt with. And, you know, just like, you know, gravity has its effect, rising energies, rising vibration, anything that's lower is gonna get pressurized. So you either deal with it or you're gonna have quite a mess there on the counter.
I love it.
we experience that when we bring toothpaste up from the Bay Area
Or shampoo.
or shampoo, and we bring it up to Truckee. So down there we're at sea level. Up here we're at 7,000 feet. The second you open it, yeah,
Yeah.
it's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That was a great analogy, Laura.
thank you. I mean, after a while, when you start feeling like, oh my God, suddenly today everything is just, I'm feeling wackadoo here. After a while, you start to think, oh, wait, am I toothpasting? Is there something that's come up? I need to address this, like the check engine light, but messier.
And the other part of that analogy with toothpaste is you can't put it back in.
Nope.
Right? Once it's out, you better deal with it. If it explodes all over the counter, I have to clean it up now because it's not going back in the tube.
Exactly.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. That's a great analogy for what we're talking about today. All right. So let's talk about just taking a few small steps. I'd love us all to make one commitment today. It can be big, it can be small, it can be medium. In fact, there is no big, small, or medium. There's only something that moves you in the direction you want. Right? So are we going to move in the direction we want today? And so don't think this is too small, too big, whatever. There is no small or big. There's only, is it in the right direction? Where do we want to go today? It can be a post on social media. It can be one email you're sending out to your list. It can be one phone call. It can be one ask that you're going to make from someone who helps, right? You guys know what I say about asking, right? What's the worst someone can do if you ask them for help?
Say no.
Worst they can do is say no. And are you any worse off if they say no? No, you've lost nothing. Right? So you can't lose by asking. Is there one mental block you're going to try and heal today? Are you going to call up a healer? Are you going to use the tools on yourself? Is there one mental block you want to work on? Is there one meeting you're going to set? Set one meeting to meet with someone who can help, who you can collaborate with, or you can help them. One small commitment. So I'd love to hear from you guys. What is one commitment you can make today? Again, there's no big, there's no small. There's only, is it moving you where you want to go?
Because then it has momentum.
Then it has momentum.
And even if you fall backward, you still have already forged that path. So it's easier to go back into it.
It is. And also, if you know where you're going, then where you're going is downhill from you. So if you put the car in neutral, where does it go? It just goes down the hill with no resistance. Right? I've been driving around a manual transmission a lot lately. I love it. You put it in neutral going down the hill from Truckee, it just goes. I don't need gas or nothing. It just goes on its own. All right, so I'd love to hear, what's your commitment for today? One small commitment.
I'm going through a box of books.
There you go, Norma. Go through that box of books. Yeah.
I'm going to get to my closet and get some of my office clutter out of the way, but whatever it is, it's going in the right direction.
There you go. Clean up that clutter in the closet. Yeah. Yeah. Bethany, a little bit of market research. There you go, Bethany. That's a great start. You got to do that market research. And so, Bethany, what are you going to do to start that market research?
I have been advised to do Zoom one-on-one calls, just to get an idea of where people are at. So
there you go. So set up a couple of calls today. The calls don't have to happen today, right? But if you can set them up and find a time, you've taken that step.
Yep.
And when you're doing those, maybe have the AI transcribe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AI has become very useful in having that transcription so that you don't have to write everything down. You don't have to remember all of it.
Yeah, you can
Yep.
just be present and have the conversation, and that's being taken care of so that you can look at it later and pull out the important pieces. And there's your market research right there.
Yeah, and then you can take that transcript and feed it into the AI and say, what are the most important parts of this?
Mhm.
Right? It'll come out and tell you.
Are you talking like about Chatbox or some other one?
Yeah, like the Chat GPT is built into Zoom now, so it will summarize things for you.
Being hydrated.
And it's funny, we both did that at the same time. I didn't even think about it. What's my one step today? I'm going to get back on Actionera and keep working on the website, make sure everything is set up for our VA to get on. Our VA is in the middle of a tropical storm and has no internet right now, but I want to make sure he has the foundation so that when the storm clears up, he can just get on and run with it.
Safe, yeah.
Yeah, I hope, make sure him and his wife and he's got puppy dogs too, make sure they're safe,
Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask Heather, when you put your hand over your heart, I didn't get the middle one. I'm safe, and then something and everything is okay. What was the middle one?
I'm taken care of.
Hmm?
I am
Or I like to say I'm supported.
I'm supported.
Yeah, I'm supported, I'm taken care of, however it works for you. She likes to say I'm taken care of. I like to say I'm supported, but it's the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And just as some of you know who are on with me frequently, we're always doing hand on the heart, right? Because it anchors you in the moment. You cannot live yesterday if your hand's on your heart right now. You cannot live tomorrow if your hand's on your heart right now. If you've got your hand on your heart, if you're feeling your heartbeat in your hand, if you're feeling the blood flowing, then you are anchored in the present moment, right? Because yesterday is not real, tomorrow is not real. All we are promised is right now today. So it's a good way of anchoring. That's why we do it a lot. Is that a good summary, honey? Yeah, why we do it. Anchoring ourselves, and he likes it too. In fact, we do put our hand on his heart too. Off to earth. A lot of our, people talk about animals. They don't like to show our bellies. Our animals do show their bellies
all the time.
They feel safe. Yeah.
They feel so safe. And so what do? We put our hands on their chest and feel their heartbeat. So they can feel the warmth of our hand through their chest and their heart. Right? It's a great way to connect with other beings.
That's how we connected, Norma, as far as that's what comes up for me.
Yeah, heart to heart.
Or
Yeah.
heart to
Heart
heart.
to heart. That was the TV show. You guys remember any?
Robert Wagner and Stephanie Powers.
Oh, that's right. Robert's, Heart to Heart. I don't know if you guys remember. I see some nodding heads. Heart to Heart. I love that show when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Laura, finishing some government paperwork and mailing it off. So there you go, Laura, filling out paperwork and putting in the mail. Yeah. Seems like a small step, but it's something that's got to get done that advances you, right?
Sending it off with love. Because you're loving yourself by doing it.
Yes, loving yourself by doing it.
Just like doing the laundry.
And, for those of you that feel resentment when you send paperwork to the government, remember for 20 years, more bills, right?
Remember what?
Several things. Remember, so if you're sending off a bill to your cell phone company, I'm making this payment out of gratitude because it gives us our phones for our business and personal stuff.
Lets me stay in contact and connection with the people I care about. So thank you, Verizon.
Thank you. Right. If I'm sending off the bill, which I did yesterday to our marina where our boat is slipped, I did it with gratitude.
Because it's a beautiful marina.
Because we love
having it there.
And we get to have this beautiful boat named Abundance, and life is good. And abundant. Yeah. Right.
It's true. Life gives us what we focus on. So if we're focusing on gratitude and abundance, we're going to get more of it to be grateful and abundant for.
You are what you think about.
Yeah.
There you go, Tom. You are what you think. And Tom, Heather didn't get to hear what you said this morning, Tom, which is he's going to, let me find out if I got it right. He's going to sit by the water at his cottage, and he said he's going to let the water do the talking.
Isn't
I
it
think
beautiful?
it's important when we were talking about the wants. I think you have to be calm to understand what you really want. Certainly, I'm learning all these things, but and because it's kind of like when you pray, you're praying to God or the universe. When you're calm and the universe is talking to you.
Yeah.
When you pray, you're talking to God. When you're calm and God's talking to you, or the universe is talking to you.
Sorry.
We've been given more talent and ability than we can ever utilize in our lifetime, and it's up to us to accomplish as much and develop that talent and ability as much as we can in our lifetime.
But Tom, there's so much limitation on Earth that people don't even realize that there are these amazing creators. And if you tell them, they look at you like, okay, get real. But bless us all here, we're becoming more and more aware of it.
And I think that's really defaulting, in my case, to God, which is so common for so many of us, is that when we default to that higher power and know that that's where the creation can come within us, as we have it within us, is, I'll give you a great example of what you said, Tom, about let the water do the talking. Gives me a whole new perspective. My backyard is my background right here. I didn't have really enough fun. Well, I don't come from that point of not having enough, but I when I got divorced last year, um, I was not really happy about looking for an apartment that was going to cost me twice as much as where I'm living now. It just happened. That abundance just happened, where this is my backyard at half the cost, and I just thank God for surrendering my life to the good of God.
Yep.
Surrender, the living in the present moment, the listening to the world around you.
And to know that we don't have to always lean on God, that God gave us free will to choose. So between choosing and being in balance with the Creator, hey, what a good deal.
Yeah. Katie had a good summary. Energy flows where your attention goes. You're right, Katie. Right? Energy flows where your attention goes. Absolutely. All right, very good. So I'm glad we all have, we've kind of shared what we want to do. Now remember, we still have our Empowered Business Habits community, and we do once a month, we still open it up and invite some new folks. So we got who it was? Or?
There was human.
Oh, there was? Oh, okay. Sorry, there was a dog that looked like it was lost outside, but I guess it was a person. Okay. So this is a great way to cap off the year and keep going into next year. Take that action, understand your why, your what's, your motivation, your clarity, all of it. This is what we do. Several of you are in it already. Is this what we do every morning? Everybody, right? We get clear on what we want to do and why we want to do it and what actions we're going to take and how we're going to support one another. So we do this all the time. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I jumped in there.
That's all right.
I tried not to do that several times this morning, but that dog is probably not lost if it's at your place. It knows exactly where it wants to be.
That's interesting. Did you hear that, Henning? Tom said the dog's not lost if he showed up here where it wants to be. Yeah, it wants to come with it. I guess there was an owner, but the dog was just kind of running around.
And I wanted to welcome Bethany and Laura. It was nice to have you with us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Laura, we've seen you before. Bethany, you're newer, and it's been great to have you here. So we really appreciate you having around. Awesome. So, just imagine for those of you who are not in the community, waking up in the morning. I say tomorrow morning. I guess today's Friday, so it would be Monday morning. Knowing you don't have to figure it out all alone. Knowing that you can show up in a loving, judgment-free space every day, every weekday, where people see you, where they show up to be present and hold space for you, and where they can celebrate you, where you can set a clear intention for the day and celebrate yesterday's wins and even talk about yesterday's struggles together and get non-judgmental support and love for all of it. And
Yeah.
cap off the week every week, like this Friday, with guidance from Heather and myself. We've both been doing a lot of coaching on different subjects for a long time on upgrading our mindset, our habits, our businesses, all of it. She's a therapist, I'm a lawyer, and it's turned out to be a pretty interesting combination in terms of the skill sets that we put together that we can help folks with. And so we always have these extra Friday calls, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time with the extra guidance. And then once a month like this, we open up the Friday calls to the broader community. Most of the time, it's just the folks who are signed up. We call it Empowered Business Habits. Empowered because we're all about empowerment, choice, agency, taking what you want and what you desire, right? The universe wants to give it to you. Often the universe is sitting there holding it out on a platter, right? It's like going to a pizza buffet. It's like, just take a slice. Go take your slice. It's right there. Just go grab it, right? And our businesses, and for a lot of us in the entrepreneur realm, our business and our personal lives are all wrapped up in one. It's hard to distinguish between the two. In fact, Michael and Krista, they're doing a thing called couplepreneurs, right? Couplepreneurs for folks like Heather and I who are a couple doing business together. We're a couplepreneur now. That's the new term they're using for that because it's your relationship, even your marriage gets wrapped up in the business. It's all one, right? And habits, we are taking back the power out of the term habits. When you think habits, you think smoking, drinking, eating, all those bad habits. And I'm not even placing judgment on those habits. You want to smoke and drink, that's fine. It's none of my damn business, right? But habit can be empowering. And so the main habit we do, which is just showing up every day for each other, just showing up. Developing. Hi, buddy. We've got a little kitten hanging out under the computer here, getting ready to type good stuff on the computer. We're taking back the power in the word habits. So as a member of Empowered Business Habits, we get our daily morning calls. These are Monday through Friday, last about 15 to 30 minutes each. We try to keep it relatively succinct while still balancing it with let everybody share, their wins and struggles from yesterday and their goals for today. Processing our blocks, getting clear on what we want to do for the day and setting intention. Those of you who are a part of it, what do we do as a group? We set an intention every day. With our combined energetic power, we set that intention every day to have a great day. And you feel seen, loved, and supported by a powerful, non-judgmental community. And weekly Friday coaching calls. And so that's kind of, those of you who are new, that's what you're on right now. Once a month, we open these up to the broader community. The rest of the time, they are just for the folks who are signed up. We do the weekly calls at 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern. And we talk about setting meaningful goals together, not just busy work, but like you saw today, actually saying, what am I going to do today to advance myself forward? Rewiring our beliefs so that we're not sabotaging ourselves. Because here's the reality. It feels like other people are sabotaging you. That's just a projection, right? You're sabotaging yourself. And that's not a judgment. I'm sabotaging myself. Heather is sabotaging herself. We do it to ourselves, right? The sabotage is a projection. It's what we do ourselves.
Well, it's those unconscious things.
The unconscious things, yes. How do we communicate better? How do we do meditation? We've talked a lot about meditation techniques and
staying present, staying aware, space.
Different healing techniques, enhancing our mindsets, a lot of that stuff. And you get the recordings of the Friday calls because not everybody can make it every Friday. And so you get a community that actually cares, right? Those of you who are part of it, do you feel like the community really cares about you? I hope so. If you don't feel that way, tell me. We're going to fix it now, right? I feel like the community cares. I think you guys do, right? But a community that actually cares about one another, the live coaching on the Fridays with us, and you leave every week feeling focused, clear, and energized.
Hopefully inspired.
Hopefully inspired. There you go. I should add that in for the next week. And we are determined to support. It's all support. It's all love. There's no judgment. There's none of this toxic hustle stuff. You have to move, blah, blah. You're right. You guys have been on these coaching. In fact, we were listening to one last couple of days where it's all toxic hustle. And I'm like, geez, calm down, lady. Right? Calm down. I just want to have a good time. I want to enjoy myself.
And they even talk fast.
They do.
Oh,
boy, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And then they sell, boom, 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 talk. Right? There's none of that. No pressure, no hustle, just support, just real people showing up
And love.
loving themselves and loving you. That's what we do. And we have just loved it. We've been doing this since the beginning of the year, so about 7 months now. It's been one of the best things we've ever done. And so some of you have gotten me some testimonials. I appreciate it. So John, sorry to embarrass you if you're on here. Yeah. John said, empowered business habits is a life-changing habit that has made me a better person. Every day I start by sharing my true authenticity in a place that is above all safe. It's made a difference in my life and it keeps getting better, and you'll be glad you joined. And I hope that those of you who are newer to the community today have seen how safe this can be when we all get together and do this, how safe and supportive.
Well, and I think about it, and like in the morning, if you're just waking up and you're trying to do it on your own, it's great. And there's something that changes and shifts when you interact with other people that are in that same heart space first thing in the morning. That changes the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys read the John Hopkins? There was a name for it. There's an informal name. The John Hopkins study.
Something
Live or die. Some change or die.
Change or die.
John Hopkins. They call it this. It's the informal name was the change or die study. John Hopkins got all these patients with heart disease. And
the medical center,
the medical center at Johns Hopkins, and they gave them all the same prognosis. You're all going to die if you don't do something different.
Change their diet.
Change your diet, change your lifestyle, exercise, do these things. And they had the control group where everybody had to do the change on their own. Most of them died. Then they had the other group.
Within 5 years.
Yeah, within 5 years, most of them were dead. Then they had the other group where they got together in community every day to support one another in their change, and most of them lived. Right? So the community doing it together.
The biggest difference in those.
That was the big difference. Otherwise, the diet, the exercise, everything was the same. The only difference was, are you doing it on your own or in community? And the people who did it in community lived at a much higher rate. Right?
Well, and they have that same kind of study with marriages too.
Mm-hmm.
Where people who are married tend to live longer. And, they didn't do a quality of marriage on that, but just that there is something about sharing your life with somebody else.
Wow, that is so big. That's so huge.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
Change your die. Is Johns Hopkins? How do I research a little more on that? That's so beautiful.
Yeah, we can talk about it next week if you want, John. The John Hopkins Change or Die, or I'll send it out to you guys.
I'll put it through chat just to see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Signal. That's the other thing is we also have the Signal chat.
Right.
So you can get support 24/7. I mean, I'm not going to stay up all night, but if I happen to be awake at 3 a.m., when somebody sends a message, I'll probably respond. And I'm often up at 3 a.m. because we have 9 animals in the house. So somebody's going to wake me up probably.
Daddy.
Yeah. So,
Daddy.
hi. Time to wake up and play with me. Yeah. All right. So our dear friend Kristen, who's been part of it for a long time as well, Ian's and Heather's hearts and experiences helping me set up for success in moving forward towards the best version of myself possible through empowered business habits. This combined with connecting with a loving community for accountability has been so impactful. Now, even the least productive days are more productive than the days prior to being part of EBH because of how I am set up to win from the get-go. The only regret I have is not joining the group sooner than I did. And that's one of the things I often say with a group like this. Heather and I, our only group with empowered business habits is that we didn't start it 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Yeah, we should have started right. But what do they say about planting the tree? When's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago is the best time to plant a tree. Okay, well, I didn't. Well, then what's the best time to do it?
Now.
Now is the best time to do it.
Well, and that's so often like, how many times do I get inspiration? Because that's kind of my job in the business is I'm the leader. I'm the one that comes up with all the inspiration and all the, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that.
I'm the worker bee. I do the tasks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, and some of my biggest regrets, I don't have a lot of big regrets in my life, but the regrets I do have are that I didn't act on the inspirations that were given to me through source.
Yes. Yeah. When your source energy is telling you, and I don't care if you call it God, your soul, your angels, your source,
Higher self,
Mother Earth, doesn't matter to me what you call it, right? It's all the same
the
thing.
great cheeseburger in the sky.
The great cheeseburger in the sky.
One of our people that
Yeah.
we listen to, he calls it.
Yeah. Sometimes I call it the magic fairy, whatever. When you receive that information, listen to it and act on it. And don't get down yourself if you didn't act on it. Right? Don't be upset that you didn't plant the tree 20 years ago. You can't go back in time and undo that. So plant it now. That's okay. You still want to plant the tree? Plant the tree. All right. So for those who are new and want to join the community, it's $147 a month or $1477 a year, which is like getting 2 months free if you want to do it. You can always you can start for a month, see if you love it. You will still then be able to upgrade to the yearly plan and save if you want to do that. So we'd love to see some more folks join us. It's been an amazing community. We're looking to expand it so that more people can get the benefit of this community that we've been feeling. So it's empoweredbusinesshabits.com. I can put that in the chat. I can also, where did my direct link? Oh, there it is.
Copy paste.
Copy paste. Okay.
But it's wonderful seeing all of you here today, and it just, makes my heart grow, being able to see all your beautiful faces and interact with you all. Uh-oh, what happened?
A strange error message. How funny. Okay, there we go. All right. So you can go to empoweredbusinesshabits.com. You can just click on the link. It should be direct for those who want to join. And again, we're grateful. And here's the cool thing. When you join Empowered Business Habits at the price right now, you get locked into that price.
Yeah, there's lots of things in the hopper, and I have lots of things percolating in my head. So, hopefully.
The price has been increasing. So some of you who are in can testify you joined at a lower price and you were locked into the lower price from a few months ago.
Yep, beginning of the year.
And the price is going to keep going up as we keep trying to build this community.
And adding to it.
And I will admit part of it's, the abundance, the flow of energy. The community takes energy for us. This is not exactly some big money maker for us. We do this because we love doing it.
And we needed it in our life. We wanted the community.
We needed the community. We wanted to do it. So monetarily, this is a break-even proposition for us. We're trying to keep the price as low as possible, just so we're at least not losing money on the time and the stuff that we put into it. So.
Yeah, and Ian and Heather, what I get out of this is you guys lead by example. It looks like you get so much value out of this, just like we do, and it's really cool to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
That's how I try to, even with my clients in private practice, it's like, we're all doing the best we can with the skills and tools. And how do we keep adding to our toolbox, being the best people we can? And it's an overtime building. You don't just wake up one day and everything's perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. But how do we keep making the best? How do we keep staying positive even when things explode in our faces or fall out of the freezer at us?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have this recurring experience where I open up a tree and everything just like explodes in my face.
Well, you can even open something that is non-carbonated and it will.
Oh yeah, I will open a bottle of water sometimes and it will just like explode out in my face.
It's the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It always happens to him.
It's great.
Well, I have something that it started happening to me. Things fall over. I put something on the shelf. It should stay there. It falls off. I have a pen. I put it on the table. It rolls off. I have a tissue and it falls in the floor. I go, what is this? Something, but I don't understand it. So if
Yeah.
anybody has an idea, I'm open to hearing it.
Well, some of ours is explained by the little fur babies running around, but some of it is not.
No.
Well, and the thing we've come up with Ian is when things happen by surprise, energetically he goes to a more negative place. And so it's an opportunity each time to regulate that automatic
Yeah.
response.
Yeah.
And how to keep working on it for him.
I used to get mad, furious, and it's greatly diminished, but some of the anger is still there because I don't like things to undo what I just did. I like them to stay the way I did it. So this is a teaching.
Well, and it's always interesting too, like, because it almost feels like there is something, I hate to say supernatural, doing it to create that negativity. It's very interesting. Oh, Donna has her hand up.
Sorry.
And I've got to go, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. And so nice to be with everyone.
Yeah, very good, Norma. And Donna, hey, and then I have to hop off because I have another meeting.
Yeah, bye, Donna. And I'm sorry I'm going to miss what you say, but I got to go.
Thanks,
Okay, bye, Norma.
Bye, Norma.
Bye. Bye, Tom.
So Donna, what were you thinking?
Well, I just had to pipe up about what you guys were just talking about, and it's kind of too bad Norma left because so my chiropractor for years and years, he's the one that got me into energy work because that's what he does. And he was telling me about a client once that came to him because every time he went out with his buddies, like they'd go looking for, rocks. Well, they would go hunting, or they would go looking for gems. Because here in Arizona, there's a lot of places you can go look for gems. And he went to this doctor because he said that every time he went out with his friends, and this had been going on for years, everybody would get a buck, but he would not. Everyone would get, whatever they were hunting for, but he wouldn't get anything. And everyone would find some kind of gemstone, but he would never find any. And he got cleared energetically for that. And the next time he went out, he did. He got one just like everybody else. So I had an issue where, and this was so irritating, I would drop things and they would just be gone. Like, you know how you drop something and you know where it should land, it ought to land. And it's just, I wouldn't be able to find it. And it really bothered me. And I had to, so I thought of my doctor. So I cleared energetically and it stopped. So that when things like that happen, I usually go to energetic clearing.
There you go. Yeah, thank you, Donna.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, very good. Well, so I have another call in 15 minutes. Series of things to do, and then we're good. All right.
Wonderful seeing you all.
All right, thanks. We love you all. We appreciate everybody who was able to make it or watching the recording. Thank you so much. We will see you very soon.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.